Hello everybody, how are you? My name is Lorenzo and you're watching my video. Okay, so the EA press conference was okay. It wasn't like groundbreaking. They showed off a lot of games. I'm definitely interested in some of the games, but it wasn't like, oh my god, bunnies, this is just amazing. So I guess let's get started. First, they showed off Dead Space 3, and one of the big things they announced was the co-op, which we know they've had co-op. We all know that it's gonna have co-op, but it's drop in, drop out co-op, so that definitely is cool. At any time, you can have, if your friend comes over, you can be like, hey man, join in, and then you join in. That's cool. Though at least the part they showed, it seems to focus more on the action than the horror, which isn't a bad thing really, because it still looks fun. The fact that the horror game is now an action game is a little meh. And it looked like Lost Planet, just from like the icy planet and the big monsters, and it looked more actiony than horror. But we'll see. Maybe it was just that portion. Madden 13. They showed off the new Infinity Engine, which pretty much just lets everything be more fluid. Like if if someone's arm gets hit, it might knock them off balance a little bit. If their legs get hit, they might trip. Then the body attributes affect the player. So if there's a little guy, he's not going to be able to break free of the big guys very easily, and he's going to have to rely on his speed to outmaneuver the bigger guys and make them like trip over themselves and whatnot. They have a new thing called Connected Careers mode, where unlike your regular career mode where you just go through, you beat X amount of games, then you win. You can create like kind of a actual like virtual career. It even goes so far as to have a virtual Twitter feed to talk about what it is that you've been doing in the game, which is kind of crazy. And you can create your own character, or you can use a character or use an actual player, which is kind of cool. And at any point, you can actually retire and create a new character, but you don't have to restart your whole career. You can like start in mid-season, which is kind of cool. And you can also post your achievements to Twitter, Facebook, I believe Google+, all the basic things like that. SimCity Social. It's a Facebook SimCity. What else do you really need to know? It's web-based SimCity. It looks interesting, definitely kind of fun if you like SimCity. It comes out in a few weeks, so you don't have to wait long for that. SimCity, just the normal one. This is the desktop version. They have a new multiplayer mode, which lets people go from your town to someone else's town, I believe. If you like build an airport or a train station like near or whatnot, it lets you do that, which is kind of cool. And the fact that your choices can affect that person's city. So if you have like really contaminated water and you link it to their city, or like you let them link it or whatever, and you share like a water supply, it can affect their city if you do something bad. And like that's just an interesting idea that it varies. It's like real life, where if you're in this city but this city here is a little sketchy, it could run over there a little bit, and it's an interesting idea. Not sure how well implemented it would be or how it works exactly, but just from what I can think of, it's a cool idea. So after they talked about SimCity, they came out and they congratulated Jason West and Vincent Paula about the lawsuit, which is a little funny. Like the fact that they would just come out and be like, oh, congratulations, Jason West. We have also people like them. Congratulations, by the way. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Yeah, just kind of funny that they would poke fun at Activision like that. Battlefield 3. Okay, so Battlefield 3 Premium, we all knew this was happening. It got leaked. And they announced it here. And what it has new weapons, the new maps, new customization options, and early access to expansion packs. They already had one announced, which is Armored Kill, which is a bunch of vehicle warfare, big open maps with lots of vehicles. The other one they did was Aftermath, which takes place after the earthquake in Tehran at the beginning of the single-player game, I believe. I believe this is multiplayer. I'm 99% sure that this is for multiplayer. This is a multiplayer map. And then they also have a fifth one called Endgame, which features motorcycles. which is kind of, you know, interesting. That's got to be fun to be on a motorcycle going vroom, and going by and shooting people. That's fun. And what they announced too is that the premium, you can get it today, right now. During the press conference, I could go into Battlefield and get it, which is pretty cool. And it's what it gets you is it gets early access to close quarters on the PS3 before non-premium members and before Xbox users, 2 weeks in advance, I believe. And you get all of that for $49.99. And if you buy all the things separately, the Back to Karkin, Close Quarters, Armored Warfare, Armored Kill, I'm sorry, Aftermath, and Endgame, that's going to cost like $75, I believe. So you save 25 bucks if you get premium and you download it from there, which is kind of, that's nice. That's a nice thing to do, along with all the weapons and the maps and, you know, whatnot. Star Wars: The Old Republic, they brought that out and they announced that they're going to be adding more PvP war zones, new group difficulties, new classes, a new world, new companions, new features like the group finder, a higher level cap, and in July you can play till level 15 absolutely free, which is awesome because there might be people on the fence about, oh, I don't want to play this MMO, I'm not really big on them. You can try it out and see if you like it, which I think is a good move on their part, especially since I've heard that they've been losing subscribers over the past few months. Medal of Honor Warfighter. So really this looks like a dark, gritty, brown Battlefield 3. I know that's kind of crazy, but Battlefield 3 is actually pretty colorful and like lush and stuff, like very, very pretty. This is like very brown and muddy and dirty and stuff. But as it uses the Frostbite 2 engine, it's not too surprising that it looks like a Battlefield game. So like it's gonna have the same features, the destructible environments and all that good things. And they showed the single player where after you breached a building, you blew up another building with a Predator drone, and you actually controlled a drone through the wreckage, and you flanked a group of enemies to help with another team that was like all the way over there that you couldn't get to by foot. So you had the drone there and you were taking out people with the drone, which I thought was actually kind of cool, and there was a little stealth element too, because you could either just run in there and just go and, you know, blast it with that little drone, or you could actually try and sneak by some people and see if they don't see you, which I think is really interesting. Another thing is you get to choose how you breach. Like there was one point where you had to breach a door. There was a point where you got to choose whether you want to pick it, whether you want to shotgun it, whether you want to kick it, and you know, just, and then you could decide if you wanted to throw flashbang or no grenades or what. And it was just a really cool idea that when you have to breach, you could make that decision of, I want it to be done this way. It's just an interesting idea. They talked a little bit about multiplayer. They said something about a multiplayer campaign called the Global Warfighter, and I'm guessing it's where you pick a faction, because they were talking about how there's different factions, and they showed them like Navy, like SEALs, Spetsnaz, and stuff like that. And I'm guessing it's where you pick one and you compete online, and you see which faction is the best one overall. So a little something like, guessing it's a little bit like MAG, where everyone picks something, and then depending on how well that faction does is how they go up the leaderboard, which is kind of cool. This is the part where they really start talking about more of the EA Sports games. Since I'm not really too familiar with that, I didn't really get all the information as well as someone who's a fan would. But here's just the basic rundown that I understood. Madden NFL Social, it's a Facebook app or game. And after you can continue on your phone, which is, you know, that's nice that you can play on, and then you can bring it when you're away from the computer. And for the actual game, they're just overhauling everything. For the game, they're just making everything better, more fluid, fixing the engine and all that whatnot. EA Sports Football Club, soccer, not NFL, like soccer, football. They had that in FIFA 12. And for returning members, everything will carry over to FIFA 13. All your stats and all your experience and all that good stuff. And you also get a special bonus for coming back from FIFA 12, which is nice. And it's always nice to give extra things to returning users. They're also releasing an iPad and iPhone app, and an Android app is going to come later in the year. And the new engine makes everything better and smoother. Again, I don't really quite understand all the little intricacies that they were talking about, but pretty much what it summed up is they're fixing the engine and everything's just better. Yeah, another big announcement was that UFC is teaming up with EA, so UFC is not a THQ game anymore, or franchise anymore, so that's that. Need for Speed Most Wanted. This game looks really interesting. I want this game badly. Need for Speed Most Wanted. It's an open world driving game where you get to compete against friends to see who's the most wanted, and you get that title by winning more challenges and races and all the fun stuff like that. So pretty much it's Burnout Paradise with cops. Like, there's no two ways about it. They took the Burnout Paradise formula and they added cop cars, and then boom, they have a game. Which isn't a bad thing. Burnout Paradise is really good. Something interesting that I saw though is that usually when you win a challenge, everything just kind of goes back to normal and you get to go and find another one. No. Here, if you're getting chased by cops and you win a race, they'll still tail you. And they were you had a police scanner on, and you could hear them saying, we had the leader in pursuit. We need more units, blah blah blah. And so you still have to outrun the cops after you win the race. So even though you beat your friends, the cops are still after you, which is a really interesting idea. That just changes the gameplay just so much, which is just awesome. I love it. I cannot wait for this game, which comes out on October 30th. And the last game they talked about was Crysis 3. I'm just going to get this out the way. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful game. It's so smooth. It's buttery goodness all over my body. It is amazing. Wow, it's a beautiful game to look at. It looks action-packed. It looks intense. The art direction actually is really cool because it's not only usually there's you're in a jungle or you're in a city urban area. Here they mixed it. They have buildings, but there's trees and vines growing out of it, and it's just it's a nice contrast between the grays and the reds of the buildings, and then the bright greens of the plants. It's just an interesting. It's pleasing to the eye. So that was the EA press conference. Nothing really too groundbreaking for me personally. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you would like to see more, because I will be posting more of the conferences. I will be posting all of the conferences as they happen. So I guess that's it. Bye.